right, are we good? Yes, it looks like we are. All right, y'all. So we are going to be working today on finishing up this Minotaur. Now, I know we've been kind of working on this Minotaur for, I don't know, a couple of weeks now. But got the armor all plated out. Got some pieces hidden here. Let's just get started with showing everything, I guess. And shoot, we can do a little rendered version. So this is kind of what we're working with at the moment. We're going to be finishing up the texturing on these things, and then also, if we can get to it, doing some rigging too. So that's pretty much what we've got in store today, and then Gungar the Minotaur will be done. Check out for an animation test video coming out in the near future. So I hope all of you guys are doing well tonight, and let's get to it, I guess. Yeah. Can you guys hear me okay? It looks like my levels are good, but just making sure. Okay. Yep. All right, so I guess let's put down some base color to really just get started here. We don't need it. Yeah, it's the hammers. So let's go ahead. What material are we on? Minotaur torso armor. Perfect. And we'll get a new base color. Here we go. And I guess I'm doing 4K textures all around. So that's fine. Just like that. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and just set up some of, like I said, some of these base colors. So what I want to do is grab the face here, and we'll select both straps and just throw down some red leather coloring. I think this is the... Oh. There we go. All right, so we've got some red leather straps going on there. And then we'll come over here to the bronze belt buckle. I guess it's not really a belt buckle, but you guys kind of get what I mean here. It's what's holding all the straps together. And then we'll throw on some bronze. So for that, I think this color should be fine. Something like that should be okay. Let's make sure the bleed is set to 5. It is from our previous attempts on this Minotaur. And then we will give it a very metallic color after we have applied all the base and done some additional colors and stuff to it. So, all right, and once again, just add in that bronze color there. And then for this, we're gonna go ahead and I want the rims to be bronze. So actually, I guess I want just these to be bronze. Yep, and that's not going to work because let's uncheck that, I guess. And then Control plus in each direction. There we go. And then maybe also give that one. So the whole rim there. Perfect. Throw in that bronze. And then we can put in some, like, I don't know, base steel color, something like that. All right, and very quickly, the base colors for our armor, top armor, is done. Pretty excited about it, actually. That's looking like almost exactly what I want. Once we add in some of the shine and some shadows, I think that'll look really cool. But that's it for base color. Now we can move on. Let's go back to object mode here and choose a different object. Go with the underwear, why not? Why not? So come over here, make sure it's got the leg covering. Make sure, actually, let's make sure that this one also uses the leg covering. Cool, it should. And then I just want to make sure that they are laid out together. Oop. Go ahead and hide that. Okay, perfect. So for the underwear, we'll just go into texture paint real quick. No big deal. Add in a new base color. There we go, just like that. Life is good. And then the underwear is actually going to be this dark red here, which I think that looks a little too dark. So let's go with the lighter. Kind of match it to his straps. That should be fine. All right, and for the leg strap and the part that is going to go around the belt, we're going to make this a little bit of a different color. We will let's start with this medium red here, and let's just make it darker, like a lot darker. There we go. That way it stands out from his undergarments, because you don't want those to blend in. And then we can go ahead and set this one as that steel color. Ah, that's why. Okay, so we want to delete this slot, which I don't think you can do. So we have to go over to shading and then just delete this, because that one, it doesn't matter. Alright, so let's hide the weapons for a second. We don't need the underwear or the leg guards. Both of those are good. So now we can grab this belt. And I'm going to set this as that same kind of reddish dark leather. Ah, does this not have a material? I guess it doesn't. So we've got the Minotaur skirt material there, and now we can go up here and add in a new base color slot. There we go, that's fine. This probably doesn't need to be super high res, but I don't know, maybe we'll put some additional detailing on it, just make it look not so plain. So uh-oh. Blender's crashing. This could be bad. Oh, man. Well, at least all we've done is base color, so we're good. Okay, cool. It looks like it kind of came through. Or maybe not. Maybe it doesn't want to completely do this, but if we leave it alone, it won't do anything bad. Yes, Books, welcome to the stream. How you doing, man? And yeah, it is coming along. It's coming along quite nicely, I think. Yep. Welcome to the stream, Fable. How you doing? How'd your Chibi Minotaur turn out? So before we try anything else, what I want to do... He's still in the retopo phase? Okay. Which you hate? Dude, I actually enjoy retopo. But I get it. I get why you would hate it. Like, I get why people hate retopology, but I enjoy it. And it can definitely be a huge pain in the butt. Alright, for some reason that works now. So let's just go through these and make sure we save them all. So that way I don't lose the work. Do I use any add-ons or just straight up Blender? Fable, I use the Retopo Flow add-on. I did some pretty good retopology videos for like heads and stuff using just Blender. But when I'm doing retop and like when I retopped the bull, it's definitely just Retopo Flow, which is the best retopology thing you can use. So, Leon, welcome to the stream. Is this going to be a game asset? No. No, this is not going to be a game asset. This is actually going to be a... it's going to be an animation asset. So we are making this bull for a series of short stories that my wife and I are going to tell. And we got a couple other characters in mind. So I think starting next week, we'll have the Minotaur done. And so starting next week, we'll be working on the next character or so. Matthias, welcome to the stream. How you doing? Oh yeah, you bought Retopo Flow today? Dude, it's worth it, man. Learn how to use those tools. It's so much fun. The only thing that I think that Retopo Flow could do better at is like give you the ability to annotate. So that way you could kind of draw out where you want your topology to go. I know that maybe is a technique that noobs use, but I find it really helps when you plan those things out. So if you had the ability to annotate inside Retopo Flow, that would be so much better. But I think other than that, I love Retopo Flow. Well, I'm glad you found my channel and that you enjoyed it enough that you stuck around for the live stream. So thanks for stopping by, Leon. And this is actually most of my tutorials were kind of created in the mind of like people learning to make models for games. So they should be pretty helpful overall, but I don't have a lot of like, let's make this tutorial and throw it in Unity and make a game asset. I don't have any of those type of things. But most of the principles of making models for animations can be applied to games. You just have to kind of change up the polygon count. That's really it. Okay, do I have any? Alright, torso, skirt has been saved. And the leg covering, that one's been saved as well. Okay, cool. So then it's just time to go over here. Shoot, what did I do? It is a long journey, but it's definitely worth it. It is definitely worth it. But we live stream here every Tuesday, and we do sculpting most times. But, you know, we've been making this game asset, so we've got, you know, quite a few live streams of making stuff and sculpting things, so that way you can learn through the live streams. But... Sorry, I ate like a Dorito, a single Dorito, before jumping into the live stream, and it's like hanging around in the back of my throat. Did we decide on the next monster? So yes, we've decided on quite a few monsters. I have water. Thanks, though. We did decide on a few monsters. We don't have any concept art for the monsters. So the main party of the short stories is going to be this Minotaur, a tiefling, a female tiefling, and then a hobbit. And then they're going to go on quests and do stuff together and everything. And so my wife is putting together plot points and story stuff to like tell the story. But yeah, those are the next 3. So I think the next one that we're going to work on is the tiefling. And if you've been around the channel for a while, you might know that I suck at sculpting females of any species. So that'll be something. That'll be something. But we'll give an honest try and see how it turns out. All right, so I feel like a really dark color here will help. Minotaur gloves. Cool, we need a new texture slot, base color. There we go. Fantastic. We want to go with the dark base. No, go with the really dark base. Okay, and then we'll go, and maybe we'll hit up this lighter red here for these straps. Maybe we'll do this one. It's fine. Let's see what the contrast there is. Okay, so you definitely can tell that it's a contrast, which is what I wanted to go for. And then we need this. And we'll just make this metal. There we go. And we will add some reflective property to these. We'll be doing metallic maps just like we did with the hammer, which I made off stream. Gotta fix up the metallicness on the steel itself, but we'll go. So, but I'm actually a huge fan of this hammer. I just don't like the texture job on the normal steel. But we will be painting some metallic maps here in a little bit once we get started. Exponent, welcome to the stream. I don't know if I said that already, but hello. Leon, you're gonna turn into the opposite. You're really only interested in female figures. Yep. Hey, listen, man, they're pretty. They're definitely pretty. They're just harder for me. I don't know. I find that I'm much better at sculpting monsters than I am at sculpting humans. And with a tiefling, you're not really sculpting a monster so much as you're sculpting a female with horns and a tail. A woman with horns and a tail. So we'll see how it turns out. But I'll tell you right now, I'm not super confident at this point in time. But next week, that's probably what we'll do. Alright, so we want to save the base color for the gloves, and let's bring everything in and just give them a once over before we start getting into detail and stuff. Don't leak your demon character. Alright. Oh, looks like we didn't do the underside of that. That's why we go around and check things, people. Let's hide the Minotaur for a second. And we'll hide the eyes, because it's just creepy when the eyes and the nose ring are just floating there. It's kind of creepy. I wonder if it can just... Okay, I can just hide that. Cool. You actually have a question. Did I ever struggle with self-discipline? Find myself avoiding practice often. Dude, everyone struggles with self-discipline. You are not alone with that, especially when it comes to art. Like, it's just, it sucks sitting down and like forcing yourself to go to work and practice. Like, that's something that sucks, and everybody deals with that. So you know you are not alone at all. Okay, you know what I'm gonna have to do? I'm gonna have to basically pull this piece out, which I guess should have been out of there anyways. It should just be a pauldron. And so now I can hide the pauldron and just work on the upper armor. There we go. Yeah, definitely should have done that originally, but it is what it is, I guess. But yeah, I definitely I don't avoid practice, but currently with my office set up the way that it is, I really only have one day a week where I like sit down in the office and actually sculpt or do work, and it's right now. So I do work here like scheduled time, and then I record on Saturdays, and then I'll spend some time on Saturday and maybe Wednesday just working on stuff, but I don't practice often. I should. All right. So what we want to do is add in some additional kind of lines and stuff to make this look like actual leather straps. And we kind of want to do this in two ways. I want to pull up a reference of a leather strap, so just give me a second. Because you want to get the grain texture right. And by grain texture, I mean, if you're not going realistic, what I really mean by that is just like color change. So for that, what we're going to do is I'm going to switch to fall off smooth here. And then I want to drop my strength down to maybe a 0.5 or whatever. And I just kind of want to put these streaks in the armor. You can't really tell. Maybe if we go with the lighting, but that's just gonna mess. Yeah, we don't want to do that. We'll just come over here. So we're just gonna kind of put in some streaks here. That's gonna give us some change in color so the whole thing doesn't look flat. And then once we've done this, we'll come back along with some darker colors and then kind of blend them all together. Yeah, you can also add texture nodes, but I'm doing a whole hand-painted feel here, so I'm probably gonna stay out of. Oh shoot, did I accidentally color on? Oh well, I probably did. Yeah, all right, I colored on it. I'll have to go back and fix it. All right, so we've added in some lighter volume, and actually let's go ahead and just hide everything except this torso armor here so that it doesn't get in the way as we're working on it. And you probably won't see the inside, but whatever. We'll add in some color to the inside here. Okay, And then we're going to come in here with some darker colors as well. Just kind of follow along that same path that we laid down before. And let's change this back to sharp again. This will help keep the area of influence much tighter for these darker sections. Minotaur. Well, actually, so here's the working title. This is probably not the title that we're going to end with, but the working title is a Minotaur, a Tiefling, and a Halfling it's dungeon crawlers. A Minotaur, a Tiefling, and a Halfling walk into a bar. It's the working title. It's definitely not what we're going to end with. Okay, so that has definitely removed some of the flatness from it, which is what I was hoping for. Now let's go in here with this. Maybe even get a nice little brighter red here. And we'll just kind of put this along the edges. It's not really... It's going to be a lighthearted thing. It's going to be a lighthearted... I kind of want a blue skies type show. So, like, there's going to be some serious stuff in it. But, like, at the end of the day, everyone's going to end up... You know, they end up back in the bar. Life is still okay. At least that's what I'm thinking for now. I don't know. I'm not really the writer. Like, I came up with the concept, and I'm doing a lot of the art, if not most of the art for it. So I apologize for what you guys are going to lovingly watch. Because it's going to be my art. But my wife is doing the writing. And so, like, I put together some plot points. I knew she was going to hate every single plot point I came up with. But I put them together, and I, like, put them on the Google Doc that we have or whatever. And she looked at them today, and she's like, yep, I hate every one of those. So she's going to really kind of pull the direction, but I'd like it to be more of a blue skies type. Serious, but also, at the end of the day, life is still good and whatever, in Monsterville. It's not the name of the town. Could you imagine? Could you imagine if I just... It's Monsterville. But no. Actually, this world will have 0 humans in it. So it's not going to be the humans of the monsters. There will be zero humans in this thing. Mostly, like I said, because I don't want to create humans because I'm not good at it. But the concept I liked was cool. So just like monsters chilling in a monster world. Couple of different types of... Like, there's basically any monster you can think of. If we feel like sculpting it, it's going to end up in there. Eventually. I don't know. I like the concept, and if we like the world, we'll keep coming back to it and keep telling stories inside that world. Alright, I'm actually kind of happy with that top leather piece. Like, I know... I don't want to balance out some of these, like, really bright spots with some darker stuff, but... I like how that leather looks. So stay tuned for all of this and the continuation of everything that we're working on come January. But you guys will see some like sneak peek animation clips or whatever. I'll post up some videos. So I know Fable has been working on the Minotaur, but what have the rest of you guys been working on lately? Currently trying to make your first female body mesh. Are you modeling it or using the skin modifier? Oh, you're just sculpting it? Okay. So when you, Leon, when you created your base mesh, did you start with a circle, or did you like make a base mesh that you can then like sculpt the female form onto? You started with the UV sphere? Okay. Put in some of this little shadow pieces, like right around the bottom here. I'll tell you what, Leon, if you check out my character course on like starting to like create a base mesh, whatever, you'll be able to make the female form significantly faster. Because sculpting is the easiest way to do it, but it does take a lot of effort. And then you also have to, then retop once you're done. But you can make the base form for your character really, really quickly using the skin modifier. Hey, Flame, welcome to the stream. How are you doing tonight? Spunky, welcome to the stream. PSATs tomorrow, pretty nervous. Want that good grade for college. Dude, the PSATs don't matter. It's the SATs that matter. And then, even then, if you're in California, those don't matter anymore either. Legally. According to a California judge. So. But definitely study and do well on the SATs. I don't want you to not do well. They do matter. College, getting a college degree can affect the rest of your life. So definitely do it. And do it well. But also do it as cheaply as possible. Because once you have a degree, literally no one cares. Now, school always tells you they care, right? But the PSAT doesn't matter because the SAT is what matters. The SAT and the ACT are what matter from a college perspective. The PSAT is a good benchmark to tell you how you're going to do on the SAT. But it's not, that test in and of itself does not matter. It's the SAT that matters. So good luck. Most of the terms you're not even familiar with you started your journey about 4 days ago. Leon. Well, you are fresh. Welcome to the stream, man. Hey, if you're interested, I don't know if you have Skillshare or not, but if you're like, I want to learn the fullness of Blender so that I can do stuff, I create Skillshare courses. I'm currently working on a fundamentals of modeling course. My wife started editing them yesterday and realized, like, okay, you have to redo everything. So, but I'm probably going to be working on that. And this animation series for the foreseeable future. But there are a lot of other people on Skillshare who teach. And so I know, like, Blender Guru and his Donut are starting places that a lot of people like to start with. I hate those. Because I don't think they teach people what they really need to know. But they do a good job of introducing you to everything. So. But dude, welcome. Welcome to the Blender community. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. How much is a junior SAT importance for college applications? Okay, so once you take the SAT, that matters, right? So PSAT don't matter, but if you take the SAT, whether you take it in your junior year or your senior year, that's what matters. And I would recommend that you start taking the SAT as early in your high school career as possible, because if you need to redo it for whatever reason, let's say you got a lower score or, whatever, like I had a football game the day before I took the SAT for the second time, and I scored worse because I just wasn't rested. I didn't really study. I mean, I didn't study for any time I took the SAT. I guess I didn't really need to, but given the score that I got, but the second time I took it, I didn't do well. And so it's like, if I really wanted to, I could have taken it a third time, but I was kind of happy with it. So I just didn't. But start taking it as early as possible, because you have to wait something like 90 days, I think, in between SAT attempts. So you make my wife sound like such the taskmaster. She is pretty good at handling a lot of junk. She'll tell you she isn't, but she's really good at it. You're looking at a Ringling University. Your GPA is a 4.1 right now. Trying to get that 3.7 for the application because your first 2 years are average. Is Ringling... Okay, so Spunky... Ringling's like a private art school, isn't it? If I remember correctly. I had students that wanted to apply there, I think. But, like, I'll be honest, you probably... If you want to get an art degree, you are better off getting it as cheaply as possible at a state institution. For real. For real. But I agree with you, Leon. Flip normals, those guys are really freaking good. Flip normals are really good. but they aren't tutorials. They'll show you, like, I think I've learned the most from a tutorial of theirs, which is like the 7 things people do wrong when sculpting whatever. And I'll just like watch them sculpt and realize like, oh, okay, that's how I can improve myself here. So those guys are brilliant. You have an art degree and you're a software engineer, so that was a waste of money. Fable, I have a biblical studies and theology degree, and I'm a software engineer. I still use my theology degree, though, at church and Bible. I lead a Bible study and all that other stuff. So it wasn't a waste for me, but I thought I was going to be a pastor. That did not work out. Learned some things about myself through that process. You know what? The inside of this doesn't matter. Ain't nobody ever going to see it. Why am I worrying about it? So I get that. Can I recommend a great college? Usually the big state school in your state, right? So for me, when I was in Florida, UCF and UF were the big schools for programming. And, then depending on what you wanted, their focuses and their like prestige, I guess, for each college was kind of up. But for animation, I mean, anywhere that's going to teach 3D art and animation is going to be pretty good, because really all college does is expose you. This is what a lot of students don't get when they're in high school. All college does is expose you to concepts and ideas. They don't teach you jack. You have to go and learn, and you have to go and practice and research and put in the effort. And so like people or high school students at least like to think like, okay, I'm gonna get my college degree, I'm gonna be ready for the workforce, and like that's just not what college is supposed to do. College is supposed to kind of help you figure out how to learn, because the rest of your life you're going to be learning. So I'm a software engineer on a daily basis. I know a lot more than my coworkers about coding, because they didn't start out as programmers either. They started out as financial business people and then transferred over at some point like decades ago. And then they've just learned on the job whatever they needed to. And so that's just kind of it. So like anywhere can expose you to animation concepts. And then it's really just up to you to put in the work and get better. And that's something that like colleges don't want you to know, because then they can't like charge a whole bunch for it, and then the prestige, if you understand that, prestige just kind of goes out the window. So like that doesn't really matter. But like, yeah, your college is just going to expose you to things. And then the real benefit of college is like knowing which or like the connections that you would make. So as long as you're going to a school, like if you go to Ivy League school, you make Ivy League connections, which means you are making connections with some of the richest and most well-known people in the U.S. Or in the country that you go to an Ivy League school at. But the education at Harvard isn't that much better than the education at a large state school, because there's like as long as they cover the same topics, like that's going to basically be the same thing. They're going to expose you to the same ideas, and then, it's up to you to interact with those ideas. So since we're all flexing, I have to say I also have a high school diploma. Congratulations. Huge flex. Okay, let's go ahead and save this. Save that image, save this. Let's take a look at it overall. You're probably not going to notice that detail in there, but maybe you will. Maybe I need to clean that up a little bit. Kind of looks sloppy. All these American things are another world for me. Where in the EU are you, Leon? And why are you up at like 1 a.m.? Not that I'm mad that you're hanging out here, but what do you do that you can be up at 1 a.m. on a Tuesday night? Or I guess a Wednesday morning for you. You're in Hungary. Well, you're the first person from Hungary I've ever met. Nice to meet you. Thimble is here. Welcome to the stream. If you're in animation in EU, Goblins, the top animation school in Europe. That's cool. Also, it's cool that it's called Goblins. It's probably Gobelins, but Goblins is better. Discovered my wife pointed out recently that I don't read. I like see the letters and I don't put together in my mind how you actually pronounce things. I just come up with the pronunciation and then I just stick with that pronunciation. Okay, not having a job, sitting at home, the usual. I envy that. Kind of. I envy the freedom. I never took advantage of my unemployment days. And now I feel like I work all the time. Because I do. Yeah, that's the other side of it, right? Like, I feel like I work all the time, but having money is really nice. All right, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna go ahead and just create the metal map here. So we'll grab the metallic map. Yep, there we go. We want it to be all blank, that black color, perfect. Yeah, so only what is painted here, and then we'll go to the metallic one that I have and just fully, full strength. Because I had the wrong color selected. Wonderful. Okay. And then what we'll do is we'll come in here with some smaller. Some darker colors. And kind of dim the metallic reflection. Kind of along the strap here. And you'll notice it a little bit, but you won't notice it all that much. Thankfully, you're on Daddy Cash right now. Ooh, you a sugar baby? Is that how you survive in Leon? I ain't judging. I mean, I respect the drip, but I'm sorry. I cannot believe I just said that. Oh. Oh boy. Stay in your lane. Whatever. I went to school in the ghetto. It's fine. I lived there for a while. How you doing tonight, Justin? You're about to get a new home though in a couple of months, so you have to get a job soon. Okay. Good luck, man. It's hard. I don't know what it's like over in Hungary finding work, but in the US, it can be brutal. Oh, Justin, you also have the PSAT tomorrow? I wonder, is that happening like all around the US at the same time? Is that why a couple of you have the PSAT at the same time right now? Thimble, is that 26K like per year or total? Okay, so all the standard business jobs are fine, but it's not the stuff that people want. I get that. All right, let's go back to the layout and let's see how this looks. Oh, let's turn down that specular. Yeah, definitely want to drop that specular down there because I don't like when you get those specular reactions. Not a fan. But I wonder... Okay, so we are getting some reflection here in the lighting. So I guess that's fine. We're getting a decent bit of reflection, I guess, but it's just not what I was looking for. So, it's okay. Ah, there we go. Okay, so maybe the lighting was bad. There's the reflection I wanted. Alright, cool. So, Minotaur and his strap are looking pretty freaking good. Kind of looks like a BDSM Minotaur right now, so we're just gonna put his underwear back on him and work on these pauldrons, yeah? Listen, when he wears the underwear, I don't know, it's better. It's not as BDSM. That wasn't what I was going for. Looks sick, but the metal looks kind of kitchenware-esque. Yeah, I can kind of see that. Can I make a hentai? I don't know. Hey, Pandy, can we make a hentai? She either didn't hear me or is refusing to respond. I'm going to go with the first one. If she says yes, we'll do it for our Patreon. That's so dumb. I can't believe I just said that. Forget I said that. Okay, where are we at? Everyone dresses their minotaurs in fetish gear. No. These ones don't live in dungeons, okay? I did not think this through. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and just fill in this this brass section here again with the full metallic on there. And you know what? Maybe I don't want it to be super bright, so maybe we fill it in with this so that it's reflective but not super reflective. And you know what? Maybe that was the problem for the other thing too, because I want it to be reflective, but I don't want it to be super reflective. So maybe not full all the way. Okay, and then I guess the middle point here and underneath. Oh. Gosh. All right, okay. This is a dumb question, but since I said it, if I were to try to make a 3D hentai, which YouTubers would you want me to try to get into it? I'm thinking Lord Nuxanor. There we go. Okay, so now it's going to be reflective. Just different types of reflective. Perfect. And I think what that means is now I have to go back over here. And we're going to fill it in. No, we're not putting YouTubers actually in it. I mean, like, which YouTubers would you want me to reach out to say, hey, we're doing this thing? That's a weird thought, but... All right, cool. So we've got metallic and whatever. I'm gonna have to do detail, but I'm kind of okay with how it is right now. Oh no, what happened to the strap? Yep, let me just ruin all my texture work. Alright, and the nose ring is good. I actually don't like that color. Let's change that color to whatever. Okay, hold on. Back to texture paint real quick. I just want to grab this color. And just make it a little darker. Something like that. Yep. When the Minotaur is hidden, it looks like I'm designing a kinky underwear collection. Oh man. This stream isn't going to be able to be monetized. Okay, let's work on the leg guards here. I think this will be fine. Texture paint. I guess I'm kind of okay leaving it as is. The only thing I would want to do here is add in, no, not a different material. I'm gonna add in the metallic here. And you know what? I probably don't need a 4K metallic texture, but whatever. We'll keep it all the same size. Okay, at least fine. Okay, good. I'm not trying to get demonetized here. So, Molly, welcome to the stream. Thank you for saying my channel is amazing. I'm glad you found it helpful. All right, so we've got the metallic on there now. That's good, I suppose. I do need to paint some leather detail onto that. We're gonna leave the underwear completely alone. That's gonna be just flat. I'm okay with that. I don't care. I say that, but like, nope, it's gonna be completely flat. We're not putting any detail. I don't want people's eyes wandering, so it's gonna be completely flat. And you know what? It's gonna be under the belt anyway, so you're not gonna see it, you perverts. Not you guys in the stream. That would be disrespectful. I'm talking about the metaphorical perverts that will watch the animation, looking for some Minotaur junk. I don't have to circle jerk. I know you're talking about you. Oh, you said it. Your words. Molly, what brought you to the channel? All right, let's go ahead and add in some leather. Definitely get off this. Let's go back here to the right thing. Select the right color map here. And just like before, we want to come in and kind of create some nice little blended textured leather. Tutorials, basically. Well, that's what I've got. That's what we've got on the channel for right now. So I get that. All right, let's get rid of the underwear, and we don't need the torso or the pauldrons anymore. So we can just focus on this. And for our intents and purposes right now, I'm just going to turn off the mirror modifier. Oh, you can kind of see it going through. Whatever. Oh, am I not coloring with the right color? I am not. There we go. Well, I'm glad you find my tutorials helpful. Gotta say, I have been... I don't know about you guys. I know I got a couple of students in here. But has anybody been, like, found working from home just more fatiguing lately? If you're still working from home? Because I'm working from home in this tiny little apartment that I've got. And don't get me wrong, I enjoy my apartment. It's nice. But my workspace is really small, so I'm like stuck in the same place for like 8 to 10 hours every day. And that is just wearing on me to the point where it's like, you guys noticed I haven't been posting a tutorial weekly anymore. Like I just can't get them out because I don't want to be where I'm at right now for longer than my work day. Excuse me. Bright red apparel makes them look noble. Cozy Man, welcome to the stream, and thank you. It's kind of what I was going for. Sometimes it's wearing, but it's more a work-related crunch right now. Okay, that makes sense. You don't know why it colors the object after merging? Do you mean like you merge two different objects together and now one is a different color? If that's the case, it just recognizes those as two different mesh data. All you have to do is start sculpting with dynamic topology and it will go ahead and update. And it'll be the same color again. Being stuck at home for weeks on end just makes you homesick. I get you. I get you, man. I have enjoyed working from home, but this has made me realize that I need a house. So I need to start looking for a home. So that way I can have enough space to like, this is my office for work, and this is my YouTube space. And maybe we'll do a home tour. Oh, you guys don't do lockdown, so the school you're working at is stuffed with students. Are you guys still under like severe coronavirus exposure? Just kind of want to bring in some lightness to the edges. Just rename this to accessories because it's not the hammer anymore. Fortunately, can't stay for long, but it's nice to jump in. Molly, thanks for stopping by. It's a pleasure to have you in the stream, and I'm glad you enjoy my tutorials. Thanks for enjoying the channel. Yeah, you guys had to shut down the hospital surgery wing out here because Corona was getting out of hand. Your country is one of the hot spots, or your city is one of the hot spots in the country. Man, no mask mandates? Dude, what are they doing? I thought Florida was bad. Yeah, no virus or all of the monetization is gone. Man, whatever. It's fine. I've worked for a home for over 20 years in a house. The walls will still close in on you. Yeah, that's probably true. I mean, you got to get out every once in a while and like go and experience life and people and everything. I think what's really weighing me down is that like you just don't see people, and then when you see people, you really don't get to experience people because you have to wear a mask, and so there's still this like, you know, stand 6 feet apart and wear masks while you're in public to protect the people that you care about. And I don't know. So it feels like even when you go outside, you can't really relax. You're like on edge the whole time. So you don't get to experience people. But otherwise, I've really enjoyed working from home. And the weather's getting cold, which means it's sweatpants season to work from home. I don't have to get dressed up. I don't have to go into the office. That's really nice. All right, I'm happy with that. But I've definitely noticed that, like, yeah, like you're saying, Leon, I think that, you know, the home office fatigue comes from less or no exercise. Like, I used to walk a few blocks to work, like, purposefully. I would get out of the bus early so I could walk the few blocks because I know I sit at a desk all day. So now I'm not even doing that. Like, I walk my dog, but that's like it's 3/4 of a mile, I guess. But we do it twice a day. But I don't know. I would do that plus my extra couple of blocks of walk from with work. So yeah, maybe I'm fatigued simply because I'm just not doing anything all day. That's an option. That is an idea that I should explore. Coming along the edges here. Some brighter colors. I don't know how much of this detail you're going to see. Probably not going to do super close-ups on it or anything, but so that's why you talk on the live stream, because you're lonely? Well, I'm glad you're here and talking. I appreciate that. Feel free to talk. But I get that. You know, when I quit being a teacher and became much more of a software engineer, I went from talking like all day long to not talking to anybody. And my wife enjoyed it because it meant that now I wanted to talk to her when I got home from work, instead of like, all right, I've talked to people all day long. So she enjoyed that. But I definitely get that. Like, we're not talking to people that much anymore. And even if you have a wife in the house, like, if you're with each other all day, what else is there to talk about? What new stuff can you guys discuss? And the answer to that is there's like nothing. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying the stream, Leon. We try to stream every Tuesday if possible. Right now, most of my streams are just like preparing for working on the animation series. So sculpting, and I don't know, I think they wanted retopology, so we might be doing some retopology soon. It's kind of boring stuff to watch, but if you guys are gonna ask for it, I'll do it. Okay, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't really know how to texture, hand texture steel, so I'm not gonna embarrass myself right now on stream trying to do that. But let's bring back all this stuff and take a look at where we're at. All right, the leather is looking good. We've got some nice little reflections going on in there. Bring in the eyes. Gonna have to work on these eyes. You're not gonna ask for retopology. It's like watching paint dry. Yeah, I get that. I totally get that. You know, I don't know if you guys know Polygon, but I was hanging out in his stream once, and dude, oh my gosh, greatest day. One of the greatest days of my Twitch streaming life is when he rated my stream. That was fantastic. But anyway, I was hanging out in his stream for a little bit and just like asked him if he ever streamed retopology, and he was just like, God, why? Why would anyone do that? So, Duke Magus, welcome to the stream. MCCM, welcome to the stream. Watching people find ways to avoid poles and stars is pretty interesting to you, Duke? Huh. Why? Oh, I guess I could see that. But you shouldn't avoid poles. You should just use them only when necessary, I guess. Okay, so I think we only have a couple of things left to do. We have the belt and the gloves left to do, which I guess the belt is more of the belt and the skirt. So we have the skirt and the gloves left to do, and we'll be okay. Good topology, all quads with the correct flow is something kind of hard to learn. That's true. You have to mess up a lot in order to learn it, I feel like. All right, let's take a look at the light. Where are we at? Oh, he looks good with a sun lamp. That looks good. Bring in his hammers. I love it. I love it, which is good because, you know, if I didn't, that would be a problem. Yeah, I'll get there. We'll get there, Brooks. We'll get there. The Minotaur will breathe. Gosh, I gotta say, this is probably... So I guess all I needed this whole time was something to really focus on. Because I feel like I have done a lot of different projects, but I've never succeeded at anything. Because... like I haven't had a drive to finish them. Okay, so let me leave only the things that still have to be done. All right, we got eyes, gloves, and the skirt. That's it. Let's go into the skirt. Here we are. Okay, and I think there's a problem with the mirror modifier here. So what we're going to do is just kind of fill in. I think it's probably... Nope. Not that color. Was it this one? Yep, okay. And then this way we won't be able to see through the extra pieces here. There we go. And so now we don't have to worry about, you know, seeing the texture, which we were seeing before. So all right, we'll drop the strength down here, and guess what we want to do is get to work around the belt. And this is a strip of leather, so it probably... Oh, I'm going to have to sneeze in a second. Excuse me. So he's probably going to want to take the strap this way up until it gets to right about there. All right, and then we can come in here with some darker colors. I wish I gotta get an anti-glare screen, but oh, that is the color. Okay, so let's go in with some darker underneath here. Give it maybe the appearance that it's not all connected on one level. And then we'll add in some dark streaks. Just up that strength just a bit. What do you mean is the bar set for these characters? Books. Oh, yes, yes. The bar scene that I've been working on, yes, is going to be for these characters. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much everything that I've been streaming on for the last couple of months has been geared towards these characters and that animation. This is turning out to look more like cloth than leather, but I'm okay with that. Okay, yeah, I think I'm good with that. This wrap texture there. Okay, so let's go ahead and hide it. And focus on the gloves now. Whoa. Alt H, bring anything back. Apparently I have this extra thing just sitting out there. Shouldn't really be a problem. What material does this? Okay, it's just only on the gloves, so. Don't do anything super cool. I'm gone, okay? All right, Fable, I promise. I promise. All we're going to do is continue to hand paint the leather for the glove. But we're almost to the point where we can start rigging. And I'm really excited about that. Gonna have to come up with some type of red-skinned creature so this leather makes sense in universe. A hairless red cat. There's an idea. Well, then we'll have to use the phrase, there's more than one way to skin a cat. And it'll have to make sense in universe. This almost looks like muscle fibers of a titan, doesn't it? No big deal. Our Minotaur just rips up Titan arms and alright, and then we do need to provide a little bit of darkness and shadow underneath here. The thing I like about rigging is the first time you get to pose them out of the A stance. Oh yeah, that is a wonderful feeling. Andrew Parker, welcome to the stream. How you doing? Will I have to weight paint each item, or are they all a part of the Minotaur? Basically, I will probably have to weight paint everything to the same rig. So, yeah. We'll just weight paint it all. I don't know how I got so turned around. All right, that looks pretty good. The only thing I'm not a fan of is like the is just the flatness of the arm guard. And I think I've got a few issues with the skin texture of the Minotaur itself. Like I got some junk to work out here, but those textures can be fixed later once it's all in place. Maybe some rivets, maybe. Yeah, I feel like if I'm going to do that, though, I've got to go back into the modeling. Which is probably fine. Like, I could do that. That's not a real problem, but... Alright, I think the last thing I have to do is work on eyes. So let me pull up a bull eye. All right, so I know the colors I'm going to be working with are going to be like a golden brown. All right, we'll work with this one, I guess. He went to Etsy and ordered the sexy Minotaur Halloween costume. Would a displace modifier help with the arm guards? Maybe. I'm actually not too sure on what the displacement modifier does, to be honest. That's one of those I just don't know. All right, cool. So let's work on these eyes now, I guess. Nope, just the eyes here. Hide the Minotaur, and I guess hide everything but the eyes. And this sucker's gonna get his own material. And we'll play around with that later, but I want to get the colors right, so let's go into texture paint. There we go. And I think a 2048 texture should be good enough for these eyes. It'll hit okay on that. And maybe we should have done super white here. So here we go. A bit super white. And that's probably what I want. So okay, so right off the bat, we need a dot of black. But I also need a fall off of sphere. Okay, so that's our pupil, which for whatever it's worth is there. And then let's do maybe a root here. And we want to kind of dive in. You don't know the storyline, but maybe scarred a little. Girl's like a semi-rough looking man. Yeah, I don't know. We'll figure it out. I know for sure I'm not done with the Minotaur like body. All right, and that's adding some color there. Perfect. Now let's add some lighter color. Then we're going to add some bits of gold. Too strong. Let's drop that strength down so that way I can't go that strong even if I'll put it in there. Okay. And then maybe a touch of like red to go in. Not a lot that it's really noticeable that there's red in it. But if we're trying to create the effect, the illusion, then there's got to be this like difference in color. I'm just trying to darken up. Okay, now let's see if we play around with some of this. Let's see if we can increase the, let's go here. Look at that, super glossy. There we go. And the only thing I think I need to do is kind of blend out those edges there and the inner parts. And I guess I would be okay with it, but let's grab the smear brush instead. There we go. It looks the outer eye look better. Maybe a dark rim on the iris. Yeah. I think you're probably right. I think that would probably help. Let's kind of smooth this up. I know if we're gonna put a dark iris on it, whatever, it'll be fine. But all right, this is what we got. So, pick an eye that kind of works better. I think maybe the colors just aren't super vibrant. Or maybe they're not dark enough, so maybe I need to go back and... yeah, there is. Multiply. I've actually never played around with most of these settings. I'm not sure really what they do, and I haven't been able to find any real documentation on them. I don't know, maybe I end up redoing the eye texture. Alright, maybe we drop the clear coat down just a little bit. Something like that. I've definitely got to fix his skin texture, but let's bring in the accessories. And we can also bring in his weapons here. Those eyes are kind of intense though, huh? Yeah, they look kind of intense to me. I also think I can see too much of the white of his eye. So, like, we need to move it. Move him back just a little bit. Yeah. Okay, that's good enough for me. Maybe expand the iris one loop. That's definitely something I can do for sure. Yeah, I know. The eyelids are non-existent. Honestly, I do need to go back and like fix the Minotaur texture. So I'll probably just add in real quick a little bit. Yeah, bull eyes there's more red to them, so we're gonna have to get some red in here. I'll add more red to it, which will help distinguish the eye color. What if his eyes were emerald green? Cozy Man, that's a great suggestion. Let's try it. I don't know. Let me go ahead and save this, and then in the event that we don't like it, we will simply undo it. So, go back here then. Fill it all back in. And we'll go into the green palette. All right, so let's start off again, dropping in those dots like we had. Or I guess instead of dropping in the dot, we can just fill in a black hole here. And we'll take it all the way to there, and we'll work with emerald green as our idea. Crazy Mario Adventures, thanks for following, subscribing. Oh, that's got to be the material. Yeah, okay. There we go. All right, that's face, root. Yeah, there we go. All right, and we'll kind of take it. Cozy, that was a great suggestion. I'm loving this more. I like this so much more. All right, and then we'll just kind of throw in some additional green colors here so it's not all that looks so much better. Cozy, if I had gold stars, I would give you a gold star. Wonderful suggestion. Maybe I should set up a stream bot. I don't know what you guys would use it for, but if you guys want me to set up a stream bot, let me know. I can totally do that. Avis, welcome to the stream. How you doing tonight? Night's good. It's 3:15 a.m. Avis, what are you still doing awake? Oh, it's at the multiply. Let's set this to mix. And can we go darker with it? We can. Working on 3D models and have to edit videos. What kind of videos do you make? Roblox videos. Nice. Well, I appreciate you stopping by at 3:15 in the morning. Sure. Yeah, glad I could help out with that hair tutorial. All right. Couldn't really get used to texturing in Blender. Why not? What do you normally use to texture in? You use Photoshop or do you use another 3D program? Started using Substance? Okay. You're too spoiled now? Yeah, but you gotta pay for Substance, right? Blender is free. And I'm too cheap to pay for something, so. Ah, student license. Nice. Just realized you haven't even subscribed. What a shame. Yeah, shame on you. It's all good, man. All right, let's go back to multiply here. And I just want to bring in these extra colors. Those kind of look weird, huh? And then put gloss on them. And then bring our Minotaur back. With accessories. Now his eyes are intense. Yes, that's true. All right, I like that a lot better. We'll go ahead and save it. So now his eyes are green. It is what it is. Avis, am I using a drawing tablet? Yeah, I'm using a Huion tablet, pen tablet, or I guess display tablet is really what it is, because it's got the I'm drawing directly on the screen. So, but yeah, I have a full 23-inch or 21-inch Huion tablet. It's a nice little work area. But I'll probably be upgrading soon because I miss buttons. I say soon, but I'm probably going to keep this for at least another year. Okay. So, I think we're good on... I think we're good on what we need. Just got the Huion 22 Plus. I got the 20 Canvas 20 or something like that a while back. But you can't really go wrong with a Huion tablet. So the Tor box is a great addition. Wait, Avis, you're sculpting with a mouse? Why? Why would you do that to yourself? Substance has some nice features that emulate the accuracy of a drawing tablet. Huh. Or you could just get a drawing tablet. You can pick up I actually did a cheap one if you only have like $30 to get a tablet with. I did a pretty good review of a couple of tablets. You can check out the channel for that. What is it? Tor box? The ultimate controller for creators. Huh. This looks cool, but I can't imagine... I can't imagine the Tor box would be... Oh, this does look really cool. I'm watching the little video of it working now. This looks nice. I wonder if it integrates with Blender. So you can map buttons all over the place and like have it set. Really? And Fable, you've used it with Blender? All right, it's time, guys. It's time to create the rig. So, all right, let's just move this ground down just a little bit further, something like that. Shift S, cursor to selected, and we're gonna add in the rig. Armature, human meta rig. There we go. And we're just gonna scale it up. Something like that. And then we want to go to the object, and we want to set the visibility, or I guess the bone visibility. Go to the armature. Nope. Bones. Viewport display. No. Viewport display. And I want it to be in front. So this way we can set it appropriately. We'll scale it down just a little bit. There we go. The biggest constraint that you found, it couldn't do Control Tab, which was annoying. Huh. I will look into that. I was gonna pick up one of the oh, is it Razer? It's like Razer's little left-hand mouse type thing where it's just a bunch of little buttons that you can set instead. So I was looking into that. I might still get it, but okay. Go ahead and save this in. And let's rename it to Minotaur Rig. There we go. All right, into edit mode we go. And we want to turn on the X-axis symmetry, so that way we can just do this. Nope, okay. Let's set this to be the median point here. Something like that. And these are the collarbones, so take it up to like right there, I guess. All right, let's go ahead and hide all his accessories for a second. I just want to rig it to this. Hip bones, and I guess the lower spine comes down here, at which point this also comes down and this comes down. Cool. All right, let's look at this from the right. And let's do active element so that I can just select that one. Kind of rotate this out and scale it up from there. You got the Wacom button thing and you hate it? Okay, well, I'll give the Toolbox a serious check. For sure, at your recommendation. Alright, kind of want to prepare that, and then, you know what? Maybe I'm going to want to do some pectoral movements. So we're going to keep those tit bones in place. Gonna have to do a whole heck of a lot of adjustment with the face, but all right, and we don't really need this bone, so I'm gonna go ahead and delete those bones because I don't really need them, but I can definitely see us needing this to just adjust the hoof a little bit. I'm gonna pull that down there. Fable, what's Mixamo's online tool? All right, you know what? These are in place pretty much. So for right now, let's just go ahead and hide them all. All right, we want the spinal bones to come out here. The neck bones to come this direction. Cozy, I am going to be using this beefy Minotaur for a series of animations coming up next year. So, my wife and I are kind of working on a couple of characters, so we'll be using the Minotaur, and we've got a couple more that we have to create still. But yeah, that's what we'll be doing. All right, and I basically don't need any of these bones really, but I am going to, I guess I'll have to adjust most of them. All right, whatever, we'll keep them, I guess. It's no big deal. You know, I've modeled the inside of the Minotaur. I have not modeled the teeth yet, so that's going to be a problem. You know what? Let's just move all of these facial bones like forward, and then I can put them back in place. Okay, so we'll start with the ear. This one is basically fine. Okay, so Mixamo has a gazillion pre-baked animations. You upload a rigid OBG to them, and they apply the animations you select, and then redown the object. Huh. That seems like it'd be super useful. Definitely better than recording yourself doing everything the Minotaur is going to do. Okay, a rigged. Yeah, that makes more sense. Enjoy your meal, Fable. Enjoy your meal. go. So these will control, I guess, the top. Like if he's shocked, it'll pull everything back. So I'm actually okay with that placement, I guess. Just gonna want to pull this out of the head and maybe take it more forward. Like that, I guess. All right, we can hide these. Hide all those, and I guess. You know, that's actually pretty good, I suppose. Okay. I think that's good so far. Let's go ahead and save our progress just in case. And then this is the temple. So we want to go ahead and kind of pull this back. All right, we can kind of position this here, I guess. Yeah, that's probably fine. So this is jaw, and it's gonna go kind of back here. Oh, that's supposed to be the... What? This is supposed to go all the way back up? Okay, so we're going to delete these bones because they're not really going to suit what we're trying to do. But this can work. Okay, so this is the tongue stuff, this is the teeth. And I know I don't have a tongue in here yet, but at least this will serve as the place for it. And I guess this would just be controlled by the bottom teeth. What actually affects this? Let's go into pose mode real quick. So that's completely independent. Okay. I feel like this should be parented here. I guess maybe you wouldn't want it there. Okay, whatever. Okay, so if you're watching this later on, the reason I don't think you would want the teeth bone and the chin bone connected is so that you could move the chin and the chin muscles without moving the bottom teeth. All right, so we've got the lips. We can kind of pull these into place here. All right, so this is the cheekbone. That's gonna connect all the way up. So we just kind of want to move this, I guess, and then scale it up and move it over and then rotate that sucker. And I think their nose kind of starts all the way back up here, so I think that's fine. And we probably don't need that bone. This is the top teeth. Okay. think there's just too much going on in there. You know what? I'm going to make it control mostly the outside, I guess. And maybe that's what it's supposed to do, is just control the outside. But I got rid of some of the other bones, so I'm not really sure. Alright, there we go. For the most part, the face is rigged up. I just got to put some teeth in there. And now we want to go rig the hands. So, can we turn on axes? Okay, that is only going to show us. That is only showing us the large axes. What about individual? There we go. Alright, so now I can put these fingers accurately where they need to go. Alright, guess we'll just pull these out of the way for a second. And then place them one at a time. All right, so the Z's are now pointing down where I want them to go, which is good. I guess I can just finish adjusting this. Yeah, Cozy, thanks for making your suggestion. You're going to go take a nap, cram 12 activities for school in the span of 3 days. Well, good luck. Enjoy your nap. I won't be on much longer. I'm just going to finish kind of placing these bones and do a real quick weight, like automatic weights or whatever. And then we'll see how it actually works. So what I need is to spin all these bones a little bit. We want to get the roller. I want to spin them just a little bit, so that way the x-axis is lined up horizontally or perpendicular to the finger. Okay, and now I just gotta place the bones inside the thumb. All right, cool. So if we did this correctly, okay, that's going in the right direction. Perfect. Looks like all of those are good. I think maybe... All right, I think we're ready for a real quick test to see how we did. Yeah. All right, so we can select the eyes, the Minotaur, and then the Minotaur rig. And Control P with automatic weights. And then let's go into pose mode here and see how we did. All right, I don't need to see the axis anymore. But let's put some music back on just so we can test this. Hey, Nixus. Welcome to the stream. So, if this worked, then what we should be able to see oh yeah, let's pump up that body. Looks like I did a pretty decent job here. His ears didn't fly off, that's true. Can we wiggle them? Oh, that's going to affect the horns. But that's okay, because it's pulling the ear. And we're good. Okay, can we change the direction of the eye? Yes, we can. But there does appear to be a weird bit of clipping there. I wonder if that has to do with the fact he's still got a mirror modifier on. It probably does. Honestly, it probably does have to do with the fact that it's a mirror modifier. But I'm not ready to apply it at this point. So let's go back into pose mode on the rig. Select everything. And Alt-R, Alt-G, Alt-S. Alright, so we have rigged it. Not completely, obviously. We're still missing the teeth and the tongue. And then I have to rig in the weapons and everything. And then we can generate the actual rig using Rigify. So that won't be too bad. But for now, it's a pretty solid, I think it's a pretty solid piece. The only thing we just have to test is the subdivision surface, add that together, whatever. Add the mirror modifier there so the shearing doesn't happen. But guys, I think we're good. I think we're good. This is our Minotaur. Where's the weapons? Let's bring in the weapons. And we're ready to get to some animation or whatever. So, I'm happy with this. This has been a wonderful 3-hour stream. I've been sitting in this desk chair for way too long. So I'm going to get on out of here. But it's been fun hanging out with you guys. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me as we finished up these textures and we finished up and we started rigging and everything. So this will be the last time that you guys see the Minotaur on a stream. As far as I'm concerned, the final touch-ups will be done off stream. But look out for the animation test coming out relatively soon. Once I've finished all this stuff up, maybe next week or so. So I don't know. But next week, guys, I'll be back on Tuesday. We'll be sculpting and starting to sculpt with the next character. It'll be either the halfling that we'll be using or the tiefling that I'll be sculpting. So either one of those. Look forward to seeing you guys there. But until next time, have a good week.